I'm very interested in where this map is going to go. This match, rather. Yeah. Obviously, Hellraisers, I'd say, are a slight dog in this, but the unfamiliarity, is that something that can play into play to Hellraisers' advantage here?
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see what Woxic is going to be capable of in this matchup. Obviously, a player that's had a lot of hype around him. You know, one of the most upcoming, incredible sort of young talents we have at the moment. It's amazing how many of those there are, but Woxic definitely has been punctuated recently with his performances, and on Hellraisers, he could elevate them. If they were to beat Team Liquid, that would be, as you say, an upset, and we'll see, though, whether they can do it. Team Liquid start off on the CT side, and it's going to be a CZ for Nitro, but he's taking a lot of damage already. Playing that close position with the CZ is good, and it's a bait setup. Baiting for not just Nitro, but also for NAF. However, Hellraisers are not falling for the bait, and wanting to get value out of this, there is a push from Team Liquid, and that is whoa.
That wood panel is proving to be paper thin. That's the third kill now we've seen in 2 days in a pistol round through that wood panel with a USP no less. Now we have Hellraisers jumping around the corners, trying to avoid getting headshot there. It's Super Mario Brothers for Issa, but it won't help him. He's gone. Bondic will, no, actually Angel will steal the kill, and Twist is here. Surely he gets one. Takes him a while to find him, but he can't quite hit the mark. Bondic now next to the library position. Doesn't want to walk straight into the angle. Nafly trying to stop the bomb plant from short, but he gets taken out as well. That leaves Elige and Nitro versus 3.
Ooh, nicely done by Deadfox. We'll remove one more player, and Nitro now with the CZ's low HP and no Kevlar, so it's very difficult from this position. Doesn't fancy his chances. Will back away, and he's got a flash to save as well. And you got a feel for Twists on the bomb site. You know, it's very awkward to shoot the back of a player's heads with a USP because you're aiming really for those, you know, one taps. And it's just, I don't know, there's something about it that's just very awkward. And it proves a bit too troublesome for him there. And that was a turning point. That was where Hellraisers really got the bomb site. So also a nice patient round from Hellraisers. They didn't force the issue on Banana. They played it as a team and patiently with discipline, and it worked out. So Team Liquid, what is the decision here? Do they go for the full force spy? Yes, they do. The full force spies in. Nitro will keep some money into the tank. He's got $1,500, but of course, oh no, he's actually going for the force as well, getting an additional flash and a Kevlar and a smoke. This is a dangerous round for Hellraisers to play out.
4 players starting on the A sites for Team Liquid. Is this some kind of, well, it's a stack with the pistols, so let's see what they can do. Taco, is he at the point of no return? Not really. But he's willing to stand his ground, continuing to spot these players. Running distraction by Twist, and Elise tried to creep in the crouch peek. Bondic, was he looking at the radar there? He seemed like he had a slightly delayed reaction, and that is awkward timing for Issa. This is falling to pieces. Woxic and Angel charging towards the A site now, knowing players are behind them. But what lies in front of them?
Yeah, it's a great move from Hellraisers. Just get that positioning. Don't stress about getting the frags just yet. And that's some good damage by Deadfox. Does get traded out, though, for the man advantage for Team Liquid as the bomb goes down in the bomb site. And Angel and Woxic can try to set up some good crossfires here, but there is enough players to deal with this and to trade out. But they have to hit the shots. And with the Deagles, it might be awkward. Very tense situation. This is anyone's right now. As the flash goes up high to allow Angel to peek safely and get more information where these CTs are coming from. Woxic now has to deal with the first player. The trade is not there. Woxic dealing with things remarkably well. 3 headshots in a row. Beautifully done. And Hellraisers will... that was a dodgy situation, but they will secure the round.
Avoided disaster. And the start does not look so bad for Hellraisers, but CZs are being purchased again for Team Liquid. On a map such as Inferno, they can be very dangerous indeed. Are Hellraisers expecting USPs in this round? If so, they'll be in for a nasty surprise. Oh, they've gone for a full force by Team Liquid. They seem confident. They've got 4 smoke grenades, and like, we can take these guys. This is a serious confidence play from Liquid. I wonder who called this.
So this is really cool because if you're a really, really, really good team, you can make this a situation where this is a net positive because the way that you're playing is so disruptive and very unpredictable, and then you create a situation where Hellraisers cannot get to a comfort zone. Even if they win the round, their economy will be shaken to a degree where they can never reach the comfort zone. But you have to be a really, really good team to make this work consistently. So I'm really curious how Liquid will perform here.
3 smoke grenades for Team Liquid at the 1 minute 10 mark. Twist has a smoke towards Arch. Taco has a smoke on B, and so does Elige. Hellraisers venturing towards the A site for the time being. Does Twist deploy his smoke grenade? Hellraisers waiting for the Arch smoke to go to get a Molotov in towards the base corner. And that is no presence from Hellraisers on Banana. They've rotated the entire team towards this A site where there are only 2 CT players. Twist still hasn't used his grenade just yet, focusing on the short position, but surely he hears footsteps towards Arch. Does he smoke off the site? Is there even time? Perhaps not. Still holding on to it. The gun is out. That's a fast first frag from Twist, but only the one for him. And Nafly is outnumbered. This is a very curious 4-spy round, but 3 on 3. Liquid still have something to fight for here.
Yeah, and if not for that nade onto Naf, maybe he gets another headshot. This is a hard call for Team Liquid. I mean, retaking a site with pistols and no utility really is a bit too difficult. They will go back for the save. So this is a weird one. I was thinking that, one way that this round could play out is that Liquid try to sort of gamble stack towards one side of the map, maybe like a 1-4 or something like that. And then they have a situation where sure they can't fall by next round, but they have another very deadly round for Hellraisers. And they opt to go for that 3-2 split, sort of gambling that it's going to be a B play. Doesn't work out in that sense for them. So really curious opening from Team Liquids, and you have to give them a lot of respect, considering again how intelligent they are as a team, and how consistent they are. And when they make decisions like this, there has to be a good reason for it,
Yeah, that's a very rare play that we see from Team Liquid. So I'm curious how things will continue. Of course, this is still a dangerous round. They're going to buy pistols around the what they saved from the previous. So let's see how this continues.
Right, well, indeed, the extra Deagle and PT-50 in addition to that, those saved weapons could go a long way. And perhaps Team Liquid are saying to Hellraisers, there's not a single round which you can consider a free one. It's not a single round in which there will be no danger when you're playing up against the likes of us. And once again, Liquid leaning 3 players towards that B bomb site for an extended period of time with these pistols, with limited information. And Hellraisers, you have to credit the way that they've been playing these rounds. They've been very methodical, and that has given them a great deal of advantages in otherwise a round riddled with obstacles, hidden obstacles, perhaps. And it is definitely a different type of Hellraisers as into what we've seen over the last couple of years. Much scarier. And again, consistent, methodical. However, time has been burnt here. It's 40 seconds less than, and there's 4 players from Team Liquid on the B bomb site. And that's where they're going. This is going to be very dangerous here for Hellraisers.
Slowly but surely, well, even if, there are still 2 people top mid. Oh, they're offering a fake actually with 20 seconds remaining. Now, Twist is a very capable player with CZ, but he's got a deagle. How many kills can he get in this situation? Dead Fox picks off in the meantime, and the Liquid are streaming towards the A site, but there is a player eliminated. And that should be the round. Woxic just starting to plant the bomb, really making sure there are no more gremlins hiding around the A bomb site. And now, what do Team Liquid do? They've still got 3 players with full armor here, so there's a lot of money for them to save. Eliche has an AK as well. Very unusual start to this game of Inferno, and this is a fantastic start for Hellraisers.
Yeah, and it's so cool to see that they are standing the test. I say that, and that's another gun collected. That's an AK for Naf. Liquid are really trying to squeeze as much value as they possibly can from this round, and they're doing a good job at it. Right, so 4-0, and one of the interesting things is that, Liquid have been able to survive with quite a few players in a lot of these rounds. And now we get the first full buy from Team Liquids, and we'll see the AWP and a couple AKs. This is again, like I have to stress that Hellraisers have been playing this in such a methodical way. I'm like gaining a lot of respect for their Inferno already. Only 4 rounds into it, and now we see the buy versus the buy.
All right then. A fast peek from Woxic. Oh, there are flames. There's almost nowhere to stand, and Woxic has a 2 HP now to follow up grenades. Hasn't seen a thing. And that is a great start for Team Liquid, but they need to finish well also. AWPing on the T side of Inferno. Not the easiest thing to do. Who are your go-to picks for this match?
I think it would probably be... they're difficult. I think I would probably go for Nitro and Woxic. It's always tough though with Team Liquid.
I'm gonna go for Woxic because I think obviously a team like Team Liquid will get a lot more attention than Hellraisers, and Hellraisers have really got some players on their team. I really hope they can do something in this major. Although 2 HP, Woxic might have a hard time of doing something on this occasion. Hellraisers running the clock down and trying to exhaust Liquid. Okay, Liege, that's a nice one tap from you. Flashed into Pool to allow him to dare to re-peek. Doesn't overextend though. They know they have a good situation now. 35 seconds on the clock, and look where the bomb is on the radar. The bomb needs to be collected.
Do they save or something now? Like this is 3 players really weak before they've even gone into a bomb site. 20 seconds to go. This is really tough to make this work. Luckily for them, Liquid have only 2 players on the B bomb site, so maybe there's a chance here, but it's going to be very difficult. And that is already, Elige is going to town.
God.
Oh my god, he's just crushed everyone on the entire team. That is so impressive from Elige. What a decisive round from him.
All 5, baby. Very comfortable ace for Elige. That one tap, look how comfortable he is. The jiggle peeking was just the wrong angle. Elige playing an off angle there, catching him by surprise and then just wiping everybody else out. Elige plus AK equals pain. So that's a good start. 6 frags for Elige now. That's a nice way to win your first round, Team Liquid. But let's see how they continue. 2 sniper rifles now for the Team Liquid team, and we'll see what the money is like for Hellraisers. They haven't started buying just yet. Very curious to see where this one goes.
Yeah, it's really cool that they survive with so many players and so on. There is, of course, the rebuy of all the grenades, maybe grab a couple kits that you couldn't afford in the previous round for Team Liquid now. But if this round goes, similarly, which it's, I'm just looking at the money. There's 2 players with less than $2,000 for Hellraisers, although Issa does have 7K. And Angel Bond could buy, so they can drop, but that's all the money gone. So if Team Liquid are to win this round, things start to go really well for them. And they are. I like how much discipline there is from both teams so far. The previous round was interesting because Team Liquid did so much damage initially. I think that they created a spot where it was very awkward suddenly for Hellraisers to try to find any picks early on, and then so much time was burnt whilst Hellraisers were trying to create something that they were then forced into a push, which was uncomfortable with not enough time. And so from that perspective, Liquid just engineered a very big advantage without going for a committed fight, which is really impressive.
2 towards B, 3 towards A for the CT side. Woxic smoked off from the banana position early, and I think Hellraisers will be warded off from pushing through that due to all the damage taken in the round prior. And I do wonder what role that will play in the rest of this half in terms of Hellraisers' approach to that banana position, because it was so hamstringing for them. Now, it looks like we're going to see a super slow T-side in general from Hellraisers. A chicken is slaughtered by the smoke grenade as Taco's vision is taken away, but he won't concede his position. And in this sense, we see Twist playing from the pit, Nitro playing from the A site itself, but Taco's alone in that forward position, which means that there's a fair chance in a lot of rounds such as this he gets picked off on his own due to a numbers game peak, but he's there to get information for his team.
4 players towards A for Liquids. All that responsibility to NAF to anchor, to play it smart. It's not the easiest spot that NAF's playing from. Obviously, you know, if you could play from a more forward position, you have a lot more space to fall back to and much more time to work with. But Hellraisers down to 30 seconds, lots of grenades still. What a slow pace from them. And Liquid are happy, more than happy to play this slow pace. They haven't moved a muscle. There's still 4 players on A, and there's 20 seconds as Hellraisers initiate the push.
Grenades going in, and a Molotov might fall down as well. Twist allowing his teammates to bait, and he will start to clean up from the pit position. There's an easy 3K, all headshots, and it's a very late push from Hellraisers, and they don't have much success. And now Angel is alone, 1 versus 4, trying to get some damage done at the very least, and there's a lot of spray, and there is now the trade. Going back to NAF's position on the B bomb site, if you saw Hellraisers, they ran out banana and didn't see anything. Now, if NAF, for example, was playing on the half wall or the car position or something like that, and they see him there, they probably, whether NAF kills one of them or not, they probably think, okay, there's 1 player towards the B bomb site. But the fact that NAF is playing further back probably suggests to Hellraisers that there are more players towards the B bomb site, which encourages them to go to the A bomb site where there is a stack. So that's worked out really, really well for Team Liquid, and they are a great team to watch on their CT side. They've got plenty of bait setups, especially around that arch position, so we'll see how that continues. But for now, Hellraisers have lost everything.
Yeah, and I think one thing we saw from that previous round is that Liquid were defending with 20 seconds left at bomb site, but they still had so much counter utility that they couldn't even make a frag onto the site, and they're trying to edge their way in, and Twitch just kills 3 people because they can't even make an entry frag because of this counter grenades that they're up against. So that's another issue. That shows us that there was a lack of pressure from Hellraiser's side of things onto Liquid. And just the Glocks and a Deagle or 2 here, and slowly but surely we can expect Liquid to continue dealing the punishments onto this Hellraisers team. And they've been efficient with, you know, losing minimal players each round. We're not seeing anyone overextend from Team Liquid's perspective. Well, that said, it's with a nice Deagle frag, but Taco looking to calm things once more with the M4, and he'll do just that with another frag and then C4 down on the floor. Just so methodical. It's got a Glock, James.
See how you repositioned entirely to reduce the risk, and that's a nice cleanup from Monsieur Taco. No trolling today, just fragging from Taco. Right then, Hellraisers back on the buy. Are we going to see, I'm sure at some point we'll see a change of pace, but I think it will still continue to be slow for the most part. But they need to get more done early in the round. They need to give themselves an advantage, not really going into the fights very late on with much of anything. So they need to find a way to open up this team and stretch Liquid out somewhat more, because it's almost like that execute on the previous buy was almost Hellraisers who were doing the guessing game as opposed to Team Liquid, again playing NAF passively and putting 4 people on the A bomb site, but expecting the right reaction from Hellraisers, and they weren't wrong. And I think the player just got shot in the head through the smoke by his own teammate for Hellraisers, so they've taken more damage than they might have liked in this situation.
Yeah, it's a similar situation as to one of the earlier gun rounds where they tried to got banana, and you know at the start of this squad, I think it was Wox escaping with 2 HP. Now you're in a situation where there's been an exchange of utility, you haven't gotten a pick. If you know, some of these,
in the head.
Some of these players can't even really go for these picks just because their health is so low. Nitro's on the angle with an AWP. It just gets worse here. Look at that setup. Beautiful stuff there from Team Liquid. Another setup that has been encountered by Hellraisers in this game so far. And now it's a 5 versus 3 for Team Liquid. Hellraisers have 2 players with less than 50% health. And once again, they're forced into a desperation push.
Raw peaks. Ooh, lucky to get away with that one, but he expects the lead. Just a nice pre-fire from Angel, if you will. 1-man advantage now for Team Liquid, jumping around trying to get the trades, but there's no trade. Nafly's still alive, going for the pre-fire of his own, and he's wasted enough time. He's killed enough time for his teammate to trade. How does he not get traded there? That was a 3 versus 1.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's pretty mental. And as you say, like, enough time was bought, and so he did his job, and that's another round for Team Liquid. Their money's still in a pretty good place. And Hellraisers are really struggling with the early to mid rounds. They're struggling to get map control. They're struggling. They so far are unable to really get an opening pick. And so then they're forced into situations where they have to sort of, again, go for a desperation play, just something that doesn't look very good for them because they have no choice, because the time forces them. So that obviously needs an adjustment in approach. We'll have to see what that adjustment looks like. When Team Liquid are altering their CT setups and sometimes having two players playing a setup in the apartment and you just don't know when, making those adjustments is difficult. And that's one thing about the Team Liquid's CT side, is that they have so many different setups and it's very difficult to anticipate. That works though, just shoot him in the face. And maybe there's a chance here. Naf once again defending with the AWP on the B-bomb site. This time looks a bit easier for him. Oh, hello.
Warning shots to Dead Fox. The bomb's still in T spawn at the moment, but Bondix made his way onto the site for a brief time. Well then, this is a nothing round for the most part, really, for Hellraisers. Dead Fox needs to be fragged in this round, otherwise he won't have the money to buy in the next one. So off he goes, and Taco may soon hear him, may soon see him. There we go, and that's going to be over. Now Team Liquid are in the lead. 5-4, 4 players surviving for Team Liquid. Money going up. We have Taco, Nitro, Naf starting this round with over $10,000. Meanwhile, Hellraisers, they've got the money to buy, but what can they do differently? First, it will be a tactical timeout from Hellraisers. What do they need to change? It's 5 rounds in a row for Team Liquid since the extra investment in the initial round, let's say, with that forced buy in round number 3. And in the round since, I don't really think that Hellraisers have really got into a position to win. It's just been the late pushes, and they have had no success.
Yeah, every time just forced into a bad spot. And most of these rounds where they go really slow and maybe they have some numbers, Team Liquid have enough grenades in counter utility that the defense of the push is made much easier. So new rounds, let's see if Hellraisers can find a way, or maybe there's a mistake to be made by Liquids that could afford Hellraisers away, and that is so fast. That's basically the close your eyes and pre-fire it. That's some motor memory right there from Naf. That is a crazy headshot, so quick. That is not what you want to see straight away if you're Hellraisers.
Daps has mentioned that Naf is a very capable sniper. You don't get to see it so often, but you're getting to see it today. 4 players left for Hellraisers.
Yeah.
But now,
sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, now Angel's free to move the rest of the team around, but they were struggling with 5 players in the late game. They've got time on the clock and 4 players, but still nothing doing, really, just moving very gingerly and waiting out some grenades.
I was going to mention with Naf's pre-fire there, that's something that you at home can practice too. He's doing that off the timing of his spawn, and knowing that he has a quick spawn to get there, and you just practice the crosshair placement and the timing with the movement, and you too can pre-fire with success. So once again, a slow round from Hellraisers. Of course, losing Angel very quickly was definitely not according to plan. Things not going according to plan, and now they have to rely on this A push. And there's 3 players there for Team Liquid. Liquid don't have an enormous amount of utility this time, but there's 20 seconds to get the push started, and Taco, he knows exactly what's going on. There's not enough time to clear all the positions. You can see Dead Fox is worrying about the cubby, but Taco's just getting 1v1s here. And finally there's a trade, but there's 10 seconds to plant the bomb.
I don't get it. Like, what is that approach on Arch?
They haven't left themselves enough time. That's what that is.
I don't understand. Oh my god, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is such a smooth series of events. But look at this. Like, that's the 2-man approach, and again, there's no trade frag.
Yeah.
That can't be how you try and take Arch versus Team Liquid. That can't be it. There has to be more.
There's 20 seconds left, and they didn't properly clear top mids to have a good considered approach. I think that's really the part of the problem there. they need to be faster with developing map control if they want to run around like that. Oh god, Twist gets in a lot of trouble there. And finally, is this the first round? I think it might be, where we see in these buy rounds, Hellraisers get an opening pick.
Response smoke grenade from Nitro, and indeed finally Hellraisers raised the pace, and now we're seeing some normal counter-strike. Elige though not expecting him to charge through the smokes like that, so he had more time to deploy something, and Nitro has a lot to do here. Oh, he's missed the first shot, and that might be his only shot. There's the bomb though, trying to buy some more time because Taco's cleaning up from the pit. There are 2 more players, gets shot around the smoke, and Anaf is in a 1 versus 2. He's got almost $14,000. There's a fresh smoke down, but he's got no reason not to go for this.
Oh, he's going to go through the smoke as well. There's lots of time, actually. Oh, doesn't look like he can get it done, though. I was wondering if you wait the smoke out, because when the smoke was popped, I think the bomb went down about 5 or 6 seconds afterwards, which meant that there was about 10 seconds left on the smoke, which meant that there would be like 30 seconds to try the retake or so.
That was way too many numbers for me.
Quick maths. And but he just goes for the play straight away, and that's the first round in the buys for Hellraisers.
Yeah, it's kind of a bull charge. I mean, I think what we've been lacking from Hellraisers so far is the normal push the CTs back, deny information. We've just seen the late plays. I mean, that was a round. So there's still a reasonable chunk of money in the bank for Team Liquid. Hellraisers need to find consistency. I mean, you tell me if you think that's going to happen based on what we've seen so far. They've got to improve this T side. They have to have more substance in. They've got a minute 26. They have a minute to do something before they make their normal executes. At least try and get these CTs back. Try and get them to fish for information like they're doing on Banana, and succeeding, unfortunately, for Hellraisers.
Yeah, and one thing to note about Team Liquid having Twist push in the previous round, which gave up the frag, which allowed Hellraisers in the round. That's a push that only, that's the first proper aggression we've seen like that from Team Liquid, and it's happening because they have a lot of bank. It's unlikely you'll see that before this point where they have so much security. Oh, that's close. Woxic, though, he'll miss the shot, and the opportunity is gone now because Twist has, Elige has gotten himself the hell out of that position. And 40 seconds left on the clock now, and Hellraisers do not have top mid. That said, Team Liquid don't have it either. 2 players back onto the B-bomb side. Lots of nades here for Team Liquid to defend with. However, Hellraisers are looking to rotate back towards A, but they're going to have 20 seconds again. This keeps happening. Let's see if they can make it work better this time. 15 seconds to plant the bomb. See if this defense is going to go well for Team Liquid once more. No room for error for Hellraisers. And it looks like there will be some error here. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, no time for the bomb, and everyone's dead. These rounds are on repeat, James. Right now, we've seen that happen a bunch of times.
Yeah, now all the money has gone for Hellraisers, and it's back to losing territory, back to Eco. Uninspired T side so far. And I mean, Liquid are a tough team to play against on Inferno, when Liquid are on the CT side especially. I don't know if what we're going to see from Hellraisers on their next buy round. It's a tactical timeout from them. So we've got number 6 talking, everybody else listening. But I mean, they're trying to do something early on Banana is just not working for them. Yeah,
and I mean, that previous round, Team Liquid gave up top mids, I think around the 45-second mark or so, but Hellraisers didn't take it. We're instead seeing just everyone's sort of just waiting, and because they don't have these, they haven't established some of these basic positions earlier on in the rounds, then they have this desperation mode kicking in every time. And look, Naf goes aggressive once more. Obviously, this is against Glocks, but looks like Glocks might be enough here. Each will go down with his aggression as well. So Team Liquid have to be careful. They should be fine. Oh, that's a nice headshot from Nitro through the wall. Gotta love that.
I want to see something here from Hellraisers on their buy round. I mean, I want to see. They've got 5 rounds on the board already. Perhaps that's enough. We'll have to wait and see. coming to the closing rounds of this first half. 2 remain now, and Team Liquid, you have to say, look good for double figures.
Yeah, there's been no round in which Hellraisers have said to us, here is a consistent approach. The only time they've won a buy round is when Team Liquid got aggressive with Twist in the apartments, and he dies. It had 3 people looking at him, and then Hellraisers were able to create a round after that. But that's the only round where that's happened, and Team Liquid instigated that situation, that risk.
The usual on Banana from Team Liquid. Hellraisers just watch the Graves sail down and avoid all the damage. Now, will this be a faster round from them? They seem to have a big focus towards top mid. There's nobody at the bottom of mid for a pop flash, but that's another way to do it. And now Taco, they've already pushed through this smoke. He knows that. Gets stuck on the corner, can't get the spray transfer in, but Nafly's not too far away. It's a fast split off the A bomb site. Nitro's got to be careful, but his teammate's in tow now. But Issa takes him down. Now Nitro's completely exposed. He's really got to get something done. Issa's traded by Twist. There's a bomb on the floor, and Twist does his best, and Nitro just stands there as the bait. And that is a very fast response. Slow doesn't work. Fast does not work for Hellraisers, and they don't really have the cash to get the AKs out in this round either. So this half is looking like a shutout.
Yeah, they've been just completely outclassed. They could have played such a consistent style, and that's one of the reasons why I love watching them. Because like you were saying about Zipex, and Astralis, Liquid, there's a lot to learn from how they play the game. They don't really tend to overstep. Everything is for a purpose, and everything is by design. And once again, we'll see the grenades sailing down Banana. And one thing that Hellraisers can do on those buy rounds, although there won't be any more now, is you can challenge those smokes with flashes flash through it. Maybe Liquid have rotated the player, maybe they're playing too close, maybe there's some kind of setup, but you can challenge for that and create a mid-round situation that could be favorable. But this round is CZ and lots of utility. That's a good nade. Right on the mark. Re-smoke for middle there. Slow things down. Oh, it feels really hopeless, doesn't it? Hellraisers have to be very happy they got 5 rounds out of this half.
Yeah, it's all about that pistol, ignoring the pistol. But again, I think we have to include that force buy. It's basically 1 round.
Yeah.
So smoke has been thrown to Arch, and they've fallen off from top mid with these pistols. Now with these deeper grenades on Arch, there are no sound cues, and Naf is going back towards the B bomb site. But look at the timing of this smoke grenade. Angel trying to bait the lead. That's a great job by Angel. Not an easy task to do, and maybe Hellraisers can get something from this previous round. Obviously a bomb plant won't be enough. They've got to get more than that. Here's the last round of the first half. Taco going through, but a bomb plant attempt has been stopped. Nafly trying to preempt second attempt. Got to get his reload in though, and a Molotov will allow the bomb to go down with 6 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, great damage with the spray. Twist will follow things up. That's beautiful. It's actually Nitro from distance, but Dead Fox, he can't do a single thing. Liquid sweep in like a bulldozer into that bomb site for the retake. Like a hot knife through butter, Team Liquid are slicing through Hellraisers, and it is an incredible first half from Team Liquid. Again, without that pistol, Hellraisers didn't really accomplish anything in this first half. And moving into the second half, it's going to be tough for them to recover from that. One thing I have to say is I love that NAF has the lineup there. There's so many players at the professional level that don't have the lineup through the coffins for someone doing the coffins plant. There's no excuse not to have that lineup, and you can see that it's pretty powerful. Right. Team Liquid, definitely a team putting the work in on every single detail, and now Hellraisers, James. I don't know if I can see them coming back into this one with what we saw in the first half. Can the second half be different?
Well, it is a game of 2 halves. Completely different jobs to do here, so they could entirely have a stable second half. Do they need the pistol here as well? I think it's fair to say yes, as Liquid look like the stronger team. Well, they are the stronger team, but seems to be significant. But let's see. Easter off to a good start, picking off Elige in second mid. They managed to fall back with no trade from the T's just yet. Both players on banana with grenades out for the Liquid side, at least to force back the CT somewhat. Walks Kanisa around the pit area on A now, and Dead Fox has joined the players on B for the time being. But there's no push as they see down banana, and he will head back towards the A site. Twist and Naf now collecting the bomb and having a look. But what is the play here? They don't seem to know if the CTs have more advanced positions, and now Taco's been picked off as well.
Yeah, the 1v1 against USPs at these ranges is pretty difficult. I think Angel is absolutely right to take those fights, and now with a multitude of opponents he'll back away, which is smart. And this boost can be difficult with a rifle or something where you have some spray potential. It's very good, but I think that it could potentially backfire. We'll have to see if the bait works, if Angel can successfully draw enough attention for it to do some real damage. And there is only 3 players here for Liquid, so losing the integrity of numbers is a big deal here. And it's only going to get worse. Beautiful stuff from Angel on the defense here. And indeed, Bondik will be good for the 1 with the boost. And now Nitro in a 1 versus 4 has to get the ace to make this one work. He's got 20 seconds though.
Here we are asking a lot of him. There's just surely no way. Here they come. Get some extra points. At this point you have to wonder if he's going to get knifed. And there it is from Hellraisers. They win both pistol rounds, and that is crucial for them. Definitely need it in this matchup. Let's see what Liquid choose to do. No plant for them, so you could say they're encouraged towards the force buy. Taco's pulled out a Desert Eagle. Let's see what else is to follow.
Yeah, and they must be playing with so much confidence too that these force buys get really dangerous. There's a certain element to a force buy where you play with a level of fearlessness and speed because of the nature of the pistols that can create a lot of chaos, and it can absolutely serve to disrupt the CT setup effectively, and we'll see if that could be the case. Taco leading with the Deagle. He's the only player that's got that true one-shot potential with that Deagle, and so he's the perfect man to try to take these longer range angles, looking for the headshots. He is scanning all over the place, seeing what he can get, whilst his teammates hold any potential pushes. Taco continues to probe. See the pre-aiming there from Taco. Ooh. This is scary. If Taco gets a kill, you can expect Liquid to just collapse onto the bomb site. Look how many different angles he's taken to get this pick. He's moved around so much. And now they set up the split onto A.
42 seconds, and even with pistols, I mean, Hellraisers may take defensive positions anyway because they know they're against a force buy, but Liquid are in an interesting position, although Angel has been able to play around with this smoke, and that is a nice wipeout so far, and finish in the same fashion. Good round for Hellraisers from the point of view that they took basically no damage, only used up a few grenades here and there. And now we have the proper eco round for Team Liquid, unless another surprise buy is in order. Alright then, do wonder what is to be made of Team Liquid's first full buy. Will they expect some aggression from Hellraisers? We have to wait one more round to find out, and in the meantime Hellraisers can try to farm some more money with these SMGs on the likes of Bondik and Dead Fox. 3 players are starting towards the B bomb site. It seems Liquid will be moving pretty quickly. The conga line up mid. How many frags is Woxic good for? The Famas does not have all the bullets in the world, but the force is there quickly and gone the same.
The Glock's doing a lot of damage here. We'll see whether Angel can just calm this down, restore a level of tranquility. Might be Bondik to do that. Oh, hello. Another frag with that PT-50, and they have a clean journey to that B bomb site. They've got the bomb as well. They can absolutely win this round. Twist serving to distract and hold on, but he will get shot in the side by Issa. But Elige does have an MP9. He's got an incendiary, and he's got a bomb plant. It has no Kevlar though, which kind of sucks, but I'm sure he can find a way to make this one work. Flash over the top, and no one's flashed, and they will get the defuse. But that's a lot of mileage for this kind of a round.
That is a noble effort, and it is an expensive one for Hellraisers. Perhaps they would have upgraded some SMGs anyway, but the extra armor and so on, and 3 players taken out is not exactly what they wanted. Now let's see. The bomb plant is a bonus for Team Liquid. The AKs start to come out, of course. Bondik will drop the AWP for Woxic. So for those of you in Go TV, I think it's reasonable to say that that is the man to watch. 5 AKs for Team Liquid now. Let's see what they try to do versus the CT side of Hellraisers and how aggressive Hellraisers will be. They are well equipped, the CT side. 3 towards B, Woxic towards mid. Gonna have a jump peek, and he can say that there's probably some people going towards Banana early, as no one is peeking him, but he's not going to overextend early.
Angel with the jump peek, gotta be careful not to be zealous with that, overzealous, but he's going to find himself a kill. That's lovely stuff there through the smoke. Is there a pull-up? Looks like there wants to be. Have a quick push coming up from Elige, but he doesn't get what he's after. Angel still sticking around and taking additional damage for his troubles, but he will leave the victor as he did pick off a kill early on. However, you know, if we look at what Liquid has done by the 1 minute 15 mark, okay, they lost a player, sure. But in contrast to Hellraisers on their T side, Team Liquid have actually taken some map control. They've forced back the CTs. They've pressured away, you know, some of the utility. And the only thing they don't have is apartments and top mids. And Hellraisers see that. And Angel's alone deep on the site. This could go very badly unless Hellraisers rotate somebody. Oh, sorry, there is someone there. I'm misreading the minimap there, but still. A 2 versus 4 here. Can they hold on to this B-bomb site? Oh my god, Twist! Unbelievable series of entries there. How on earth did he get those so quickly?
Holy potatoes. That is a problem for Hellraisers. They are already in a save situation. Woxic needs to back off. That is quite the round from Twist. So much talent on the Team Liquid team. I can't wait to see how that looks from his POV.
Yeah.
That second frag was so fast.
Was that like a spray transfer? What the hell is going on there?
What are you supposed to do against that? Their sticker looks beautiful, by the way.
It's definitely a bit troublesome, isn't it? That's a round where you know you've done everything right. You get the pick off early. You decide to play it passively on the bomb site. You've got 2 players there. You've got some nades to defend with. You know, everything's looking good. Rush comes in, 2 instant kills for the T's.
Van Dinkum.
That is something else.
Taking liberties on the B-bomb site. Ah.
Oh my god!
But the presence of mind to not even at no point does he let go of mouse 1. He's in that flow state.
Incredible. Yeah, absolutely. Like, given the information they have, he's in his brain. He's primed himself. He knows that there's a second player somewhere, and his brain, all the experience, all the hours, he's got already some information in his head as to what is most likely. And he's ready for it. Brilliant stuff, and aggression on Banana from both teams here. Oh my god, Wox is straight in there with the AWP with all the grenades behind the wooden board. He takes cover. He's alive. Oh, that could have been a double. That should have been a double, but it will be for Angel, cleaning up the mess, doing what Woxic could not in this round, and he can't get the last one, and that will equalize things.
That really should have been 2 kills there.
Yeah.
That would have been huge, and Hellraisers probably would have been in a better situation, but such is life. It was great patience, though, from Woxic on the first kill. He made sure with multiple targets. He took his time. Often your brain will make you shoot between 2 targets if you see them at the same time, but he took his time, took out a player, and managed to survive behind the wood panels. And now Isa doesn't have any info, elevating his position, and the lead will be good, but Taco will trade. Now it's Taco versus Dead Fox on the other side of the map, rotating down the Banana position. How much time does Taco think he has? Well, he's brave enough to go for the side plant. He's got a smoke and a Molotov. Goes into the pit. Let's see what Dead Fox can do with this.
Taco can be anywhere. Deep incendiary. Oh, he waits for it. Instant headshot in from Taco. Beautiful stuff there from him. Cleaning the round up. And Hellraisers, they started off that round quite well. You know, Angel with the cleanup was brilliant, and I really like how Issa elevated his position there. You can absolutely see him getting 2 kills a lot of the time with that play. So both teams playing really well in that round. But unfortunately for Hellraisers, it was Liquid that played better, and that's going to leave them with no money to play with in the following round. And Liquid with a good prospect to get 13-8 on the scoreboards. Mac 10 for NAF as well, so you'd imagine that Liquid have an anti-eco round that they'd like to play. Liking the viewership we're seeing here so far at the early stages of the Major, James. A mere 400,000 people, not bad, not bad.
Not too shabby at all.
Props to all you guys tuning in, fans of the Counter-Strikes.
That fly with a Mac 10. They seem to have a read as to what the Hellraiser situation is. There are only 2 players without helmets, but he also has the moving accuracy to spam at all 5 of these players, only one of which has a rifle. Everybody else is ill-equipped for the task required, so Liquid are on top of the situation in terms of what to expect from Hellraisers. And Angel will be alone on the B bomb site for the time being, Bondit going towards A. Good use of utility from Team Liquid so far. 4 rounds away from victory now. Hellraiser stacking the A bomb site, excuse me. I don't know if we'll see much more rotation during this round. Liquid taking it slow, however. Minute on the clock, and they've got good map control so far. Players in apartments. Nitro is at the bottom of mid. He could throw a flash up top for a burst, if that's what they wanted to do. He's got one in the hole. So Nafly will keep harassing, spraying the smoke top banana with the Mac 10. And the rest of the team will focus on the A site. But they are moving into the stack. Are they equipped well enough to deal with it? They do have 2 Molotovs along with these flashbangs.
It's time to go back to B. Lots of presence shown towards A, just really convince those CTs that there's a big threat, level of presence and threat towards that bomb site. Delay the rotation. Oh, there's only 1 player on this bomb site. That is quite a shame. Angel, I don't know if he can escape. He's trying desperately, but he cannot escape. And that's the bomb down, and Hellraiser's looking to save what they have in this round. But 13-8 will be the scoreline. Liquid's slowly but surely creeping convincingly and steadily towards that win. What can Hellraisers do to stop them? Liquid with so many tricks up their sleeve, and the performances have been good all around, and it's great to see how this team has developed over time. Lots of like the result of just great levels of hard work, discipline, and professionalism, and a great approach as well to how to become a great team. It's not just about grinding the game, there's a lot more to it than that.
5 rounds between the 2 sides. Still recoverable if Hellraisers can get going on their CT side. Again, beyond the pistols, really they've won 1 round.
True.
So far. Let's see. This is obviously not an ideal round for Hellraisers. Elige, fortunately for him, is not exposed through the corner of the smoke. Then Fox has been spotted. Oh, look at the numbers. Instant trades from Team Liquid. Issa is alone on the A bomb site. Will Liquid commit? There's a smoke on the balcony, so Nafly can't help them from the high ground just yet. And there is a rotation of 2 of the players towards that arch position. No eyes on Banana for Team Liquid, so they need to keep off mid for the most part. And he actually is watching a flank from second mid. So they're keeping the Hellraisers team honest in that regard. Angel's starting to wonder, how far will he go with this Deagle? How many kills can he expect from that position if they come around the corner? He probably has to peek, go for some pre-fire, seeing some blood splatter, but that's about it. which is why the clear decals is a good bind to have, so there's no confusion. Isa blind, here comes Twist, but he's got support on the side as well, and there are smokes down, so this is awkward for Team Liquid, who only have 2 players remaining. Make that one. Elijah on his own versus 2 players. He's got 40 seconds though. Here's a grenade, that's all he needs to know. Charging towards the B-bomb site for a plant.
He's got 30 seconds, so there's plenty of time to make it across, and he should be able to beat his opponent into safety. Just gets across through to the coffin's position. I'm not sure if Angel saw him there, maybe just a glimpse. The 1v1, Angel has a good idea of where the bomb is planted now. He's looking for what is a safe peek, maybe, and it seems like a pre-fire on Alish is incredibly quick.
How does he react that fast, dude? That was crazy.
It's beautiful stuff there from Team Liquid. Once again, it doesn't matter which player is left in the clutch with Team Liquid. It's just, it can be so devastating. And
he tried to one-tap him as well. Alish is on the one-taps today. Hellraisers taking their last timeouts as we speak. It's full buy territory for them. Angel has an AWP in his hands, and now Woxic has it. I was wondering if they were going to have more than one. We will soon see, as they have not fully bought just yet. So this has been a difficult game of Counter-Strike for Hellraisers. I think the score is somewhat misleading in that regard, since they won both pistol rounds. But here we go. They are pretty much at last chance saloon now. So let's see. The buy needs to be finished. Why aren't they buying anything? Okay, no one is leaving spawn, so the round will get reloaded, and whatever is happening, and then it'll stop happening, and then they'll play. So great stuff. This has been very dominant for. I mean, Liquid are Daps's favourite. He's picked them to win the major.
That's awesome. Again, yeah, like I've been calling them the North American Astralis just for a while now, just because Astralis to us is like the picture of consistency and good methodical Counter-Strike and a good approach to how you practice and train and prepare. And to me, the closest thing to that in North America is absolutely Liquid. And in Liquid, they have somewhat of a more unconventional maybe setup. You could consider it in the fact that Nitro, Nitro's had to originally sort of just this crazy fragger, then has to turn to this sort of in-game leader role, then has to pick up the AWP as well. And so in some cases, you've got a team which maybe prefers at times to have 5 riflers and be this super dynamic unit. But Nitro has been incredible with the AWP since he has been picking it up, and so yeah, they're just so versatile, and their team play is really good. You can tell that they've got great communication as well. And I think one of the pieces that really ties it together and can't be overstated is Zeus as well. I think he's a really good sort of mature figure to sort of help tie the team together. If there's especially any emotional sort of I don't want to say trauma, but situations where their emotions are running high, he's a great guy to sort of get behind the players and really bring them back into reality and ground them and get them on the same page, keep them honest in the matches and in practice as well. So it's a great unit, and definitely a contender for that grand final.
Here we go, round restored, and everything is hunky-dory. Angel will be on the UMP, but Woxic has the AWP. Now we need to see something from Hellraisers, but Liquid may deny us of that. Not long to find out though, 3 seconds, and then things will get kicked off. Let's see, Woxic has a pretty good spawn. How aggressive will he choose to be? Is he going to have a look down? Just a jump peek. Spots a bunch of players there, but doesn't feel like anyone's peeking him. And there we go, Nitro picked up on the ramp position. Twist trying to get something done, but now Fly will trade at the very least, but it will go in the favour of Hellraisers. Elijah's here, gets his 1 versus 1. Nades, Molotovs, survives with 5 HP, 2 versus 3. Big damage done by both teams.
This is so cool, because now you have there's so much time to play this mid-round out, where there's 2 CTs gone, as far as Team Liquid's are concerned. So that means that that there are some holes in the map. And it really depends how Hellraisers want to play it. Do they want to try to cover all their bases? Or do they want to play it super safe and leave something open? Because you can't perfectly cover everything with 3 players. So Taka will create some noise. there's a response, and Woxic has the angle on Elige. You can't expect too much here from Liquid at this point. I think too much information is in the hands of Hellraisers, and they've got great positions.
The smoke fell a little too far down. They can sometimes do that, so it leaves him somewhat exposed, but obviously the numbers are very limited, and I think that was an exploratory venture into the A bomb site, but Hellraisers will shut down the rest. Finally, they find some success. I like the way Woxic peeks that mid-area when he has the spawn. He jumps past, and you have like a split second to see what's going on at the bottom of Banana. Mainly you'll see people going the bottom of mid, going into Banana. But he's confident that no one's peeking him with a sniper rifle, so he takes the peek, catches Nitro going up the ramp. And that helps his team get into a one-man advantage with 5 players lost between both sides. And now we are back into it, and he's going to be heading over towards the B-bomb site, Woxic, with 2 more players in tow. So they're rotating the AWP, trying to catch players off guard. Molotov the top and bottom of Banana. It seems like he was tempted to go through the smoke there, but I think that was too much risk, and at this point they can't really afford it.
Yeah, it was a great round previously, and I like that Hellraisers has been willing to fight. It's definitely a must. This round though, a bit different, playing it more passively. Angel taking some nades, he's used to that at this point. And Liquid looking like they want a fast timing on a balcony pop here. Issa going aggressive, a pop flash there for him. And Taco's blind, but not Twists, and that's the problem. DeadFox here is going to be in great trouble indeed. Not just him, but Woxic also falls, and the bomb site is conceded. And that fast timing on the balcony burst was very effective.
Team Liquid heading towards match point. Hellraisers with 2 weapons to save, and they are being looked for. They're being searched for. They don't last very long indeed, and that has been the story of many around here on Inferno so far, despite the 9 rounds of Hellraisers. And Liquid find themselves at match point. Hellraisers very limited in what they can offer. Again, they are already out of timeout, so they can't even discuss what to do, what to buy, where to go, how to position themselves. They've just got to roll with it. Woxic from an AWP to a scout. 4 pistols on the Hellraisers side. Issa's had a good performance kills-wise, 20 for 15, but it has been a very difficult Team Liquid to deal with. Woxic looking for a timing. Liquid taking it slow. Ding dong. Bondic ringing the bell and holding on to Banana for the time being.
Oh, he's going to burn to death. Oh, is it going to spread? Oh my goodness, he's saved by a teammate. I think it was okay, but that was very close. An AK stolen, Nitro not knowing which way to look. He did get some damage onto Bondic, and the Flames did a bit as well. But it will be a man advantage for Hellraisers. They definitely need it. They've got 2 smokes and an incendiary remaining, and so there is delay potential for Liquid. They just need 1 round here, of course, to walk away with this one, and they still have plenty of opportunities to find that round. A defensive 3-man setup here on the A-bomb site for Hellraisers, waiting. And there's nowhere else that they can back off to at this point. They are in deep positions on the bomb site. Team Liquid's breathing down their neck. Woxic needs a good round with this scout. Only 1 smoke left on Liquid now. Can they make it work?
How much can we really expect from him though? With the scout. Doesn't land a shot on that occasion, and that could have really helped even if it wasn't a frag. And now Twist has position. The T's know they're exposed to library, however. 15 seconds, and Elige sees a player over the smoke. Issa spamming for dear life, and life may soon be taken away. 2 players in the pit now. The bomb needs to go down though. 7-second mark, and Angel isn't in position to do anything about it. Bondic moving into the apartment. 2 versus 4. Bondic only has a C with 12 HP, so Angel has to do a lot. Can't do much. Although the damage onto Elige and Taco, perhaps he can do something about it. Spots 1 player, but he needs a lot more. Not going to happen. Team Liquid dominate Hellraisers on Inferno despite losing both pistol rounds, 16-9.
Yeah, that was a clinical performance from Team Liquid on Inferno, showing you how it's done. We saw great T side despite losing that pistol. They had an amazing mix-up of setups. They didn't go